Hi, everybody. My name is Carol. Thank you for joining me. This is an unplanned video. I was outside doing chores, and I kept hearing over and over that I was supposed to talk to you about the calling. And that I don't know if anybody has heard the phrase that many are called and few are chosen. So I am supposed to share the information that I have and what I understand about the calling with you, because apparently some of you, maybe many of you, maybe all of you, are at a point in your awakening and your ascension where you need this information. So I'm going to do my best to explain to you what I understand about the calling. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comment section below. Okay, so the calling, it's really a plural. It's really the callings, because a calling is something that we feel very strongly that we need to follow. We need to act on it. It may come to us through a feeling, intuition, voices, thoughts, visions, dreams, literally signs like billboard signs, or read something out of a book, etc. So it's when our higher selves in the universe is tapping us on the shoulder and asking us to do something or to go in a particular direction. And if we follow those callings, we will learn more about ourselves and our connection to each other and to the universe and the creators. And I get the plural on creators, so S. And that's not something that I want to go into at this time, because that's not what this video is about. It is about the callings. So what I am, and I'm trying to understand, to listen, to feel their guidance as I explain this to you, because what I'm sharing with you is my understanding. They are not channeling this through me at this time. They are, however, listening and watching to see that I don't miss anything, that I give you the information that they want you to have. And what they're sharing with me is that there is a necessity for many of you, or maybe all of you, to understand that many are called, but few are chosen. And they want you to understand that it is not a negative thing if you are not chosen. And they want you to understand what it means to be chosen and what happens afterwards. So being chosen is not the same as what is depicted in the Christian religion. So that in the Christian religion, if you're chosen, you get to rapture and go up to heaven and be with God, and you don't have to deal with what's happening on earth. Well, it's happening now. We're all dealing with it, and we have all been called. So if you're watching this, you've been called. If you are going through your awakening process, and you're following all of your guidance and doing your best to learn what you can and to figure out why you're here and what to do next, those are callings. So you have been called. You're watching this, you have been called. You have started your awakening process. You've been called. So when we get our callings, and they're, so when many of us started dreaming and getting messages about the storm, that the storm was coming, that was a calling. That was a calling for those of us who were getting it, was to share the information that we were getting so that people would be prepared to deal with the storm. Whole other topic. Anyway, so that's what the callings are. The callings, as we follow them, they lead us closer to the truth. of who we are and why we're here. Being chosen, many are called, but few are chosen. Being chosen means that you have reached a level of understanding and mastery over your human identity, meaning that you have reached a level of mastery over your emotions and your ego self while still living on this earth plane. So you're able to participate in everything that is occurring on earth as a human being, and you're able to feel your emotions, to accept who you are and those emotions, and you've done your shadow work, etc. So you have reached this level of mastery over your lower self. And so when they choose, you could be one of the chosen ones because of the level of mastery that you have achieved over yourself and your emotions and the way that you think and the way that you act. If you are chosen, what that means is that you move on to a new reality, a new way of being and existing. And I don't know exactly what that's all about, but it's important for all of you to understand that being chosen, if you want to be chosen, being chosen means attaining that level of mastery over yourself, over your human identity. So you can ask, what does that look like? Okay, so you could ask yourself questions like, if you were chosen, would you be ready to leave this earth now and leave your family behind or your animals without worrying about them, without worrying about who's going to take care of them or how they're going to survive? Is your faith and your understanding of who we are strong enough to be okay, to trust that no matter what happens, your animals, your children, your husband, your wife, your friends, that they would be okay? If you cannot let that go, if that would bother you, then you probably would not be chosen. And that's simply because those who are chosen will retain the memories of this lifetime when they leave this existence. Now, I know all this sounds a little out there. It all sounds a little crazy. I'm just telling you as I understand it and as I have come to accept it through all of my experiences and the messages that I've received. I'm good with this. I'm good with what I'm sharing with you. This is my truth. This is what I have been given to understand and learned throughout the decades, not just a couple of years or a couple of months. So I'm good with it. And what I'm telling you is what they want me to share with you so that you understand that being chosen means, if you are chosen, it means that you have reached a level of self-mastery. Self-mastery means that you are able to, at least the vast majority of time, one moment please. It means that you are able to let go of anger, that you are able to let go of fear, that you are able to love unconditionally. So if you are still harboring anger towards someone for any reason, if you are, if your fears still hold you back, now, with those things said, what I also have to put in there is that it is understood that we are still humans, that we are still human beings, we are still young at this, and that our memories have not fully returned to us. So, with that understanding, we are given leeway. So, we are not expected to be perfect. So, if you have a meltdown, if you become angry for a moment, if you let your fears hold you back for a moment, then that's fine. That is not something that holds you back. It is your ability to let go of that anger and to remove yourself from that energy. It is your ability to face your fears. Those are all part of self-mastery. And those self-mastery is what they are looking for when they choose who is going to leave with them. The whole point is that the reason why it is necessary for the chosen to reach a certain level of self-mastery is because of the group consciousness that we will become a part of if we are chosen. And so it would be extremely detrimental if they chose humans that were not able to let go of their anger or not able to let go of attachments. So when we leave here, if we are chosen, we get to take these memories with us. So you're going to be someplace else, and you're going to have the memory of your child or your dog or your cat or your horse or your boyfriend or your mother or your father, whoever. You're going to have those memories that they're back on Earth. And are you going to be able to have enough faith, enough trust that no matter what happens to them, it will all be in divine order? Can you accept that? Can you let go of the fear that something would happen to them if you weren't here to take care of them? Can you let go of the need to control outcomes so that if you were here, your family would be okay? The callings help us to become more self-masterful. The callings help us to understand ourself and the Creator and our connections to each other in a much bigger way than if we did not follow the callings. You do not have to be chosen in order to enjoy and experience the wonderful things that are getting ready to happen here on Earth. As a matter of fact, if you are chosen, you will not be a part of what is happening here on Earth. Your transition is going to be to other realities and other experiences. My understanding is that it was really important for me to make this video to share with you all, so that those of you who are at whatever point it is, and they're not making it clear, they're not letting me see it, but I guess you'll know what it is or get the message, whatever message it is that you're supposed to get. So many are called, few are chosen. The callings lead us all, every single one of us, whether we're chosen or not. The callings lead us all to a better understanding of who we are, why we're here, and our connection to each other and all that is. That's what the callings do. Being chosen means that you have reached a level of self-mastery that will allow you to become a part of a group consciousness that will not be participating in the new earth, in the heaven on earth scenario. Becoming a part of a group consciousness means that your identity is still there, but it is not active at all times. So it's difficult to understand. It takes much more time than I want to spend on this video. But it's important to know that the callings bring us closer to the understandings and to self-mastery. And self-mastery is one of the big points for being chosen. And being chosen means that you exit this earth with your memories of this lifetime and probably the past lifetimes too. So being chosen means that you have to be okay with letting go of control, letting go of anger, letting go of fear. And these are things that we all work on all the time. And because they still consider us to be quite young, so we're not expected to be perfect at it, but we're expected to be able to catch ourselves in moments of anger and to be able to let it go, to catch ourselves in moments of fear and to be able to walk towards it knowing that it will all be okay. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying if you're afraid of heights like me, that you just jump off a mountain to address that fear. But I will go hiking and be careful about it and hike up to very high places in order to address that fear.